How to reduce your living costs in the UK without sacrificing quality of life. Hello friends, Emily Bennett here, and today we're talking about something we're all feeling these days. How to reduce your living costs in the UK without giving up the things that make life enjoyable. Now, if you're anything like me, you don't want to miss out on that Sunday roast with family or your favorite afternoon tea spot. But with the cost of living on the rise, we've got to be smart about how we spend. So, grab a cuppa, sit back, and let's dive into some practical and emotional ways to trim the fat from your budget without sacrificing the things that bring you joy. Trust me, I've made these changes myself, and the results? Life-changing. I remember a few months ago I was standing in the queue at Waitrose, glancing at my trolley and wondering, do I really need all this? You know how it is. You go in for bread and milk and come out with organic vegetables, a fancy bottle of wine, and that cheese you saw on Instagram. Don't get me wrong, I love treating myself, but one small habit I've changed is shopping smarter. One tip I've found helpful is switching to Aldi or Lidl for basics. You'd be surprised at how much you can save without losing quality. My friend Sarah introduced me to their incredible range of fresh produce, and now I only pop into Waitrose for those special items. It's made a noticeable difference to our grocery bill, and we're still enjoying healthy, delicious meals at home. Embrace batch cooking. Time and money saver. Speaking of meals, let's talk about batch cooking. I've been guilty of throwing away food at the end of the week because I hadn't used it all. Food waste is such a killer for the budget. So, what did I start doing? Cooking in bulk. On Sundays, I whip up a big batch of something hearty, whether it's a curry, a cottage pie, or a pasta bake. My boys, Oliver and Henry, love it, and it makes dinner during the week so much easier. Plus, you can freeze leftovers for those nights when you just can't be bothered to cook. And let's face it, we all have those. Batch cooking saves time, cuts down on waste, and means fewer takeaways. Which, let's be honest, add up quickly. Even when you're supporting your local chippy, you'll notice the savings stack up when you cook at home. Transport. Cut costs on your commute. Let's chat about transport. If you live in or around London like I do, you know how quickly the cost of commuting can add up. A few years ago, when I was working in the city every day, I was shocked by how much I was spending on travel. One change that made a huge difference was switching from daily travel cards to an annual rail card. Yes, it's an upfront cost, but the savings over the year are massive. You can also get an Oyster card if you're in London, or look into cycling as an alternative. My husband James cycles to the hospital most days now. It's not just great exercise, but the savings on petrol are fantastic. And for longer trips, coach travel is a hidden gem. I took the coach from London to Edinburgh last year. Yes, it's a bit longer, but it was half the price of the train, and I got to catch up on my reading. Energy efficiency at home. Small changes, big savings. This one's huge. Cutting down your energy bills. With gas and electricity prices skyrocketing, being energy efficient has never been more important. It reminds me of last winter when I opened my gas bill and nearly spat out my tea. I thought, how did it get this high? Here's what we did. We replaced our old light bulbs with LED ones. We got a smart meter installed so we could track our energy usage in real time. I even convinced James to lower the thermostat by just 1 degree. Just 1. It's barely noticeable, but the savings were significant. And of course, insulating your home, double glazing, thick curtains, keeps the warmth in, which is especially handy here in chilly old Blighty. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions. Only keep what you use. We've all been there. Scrolling through Netflix, not watching anything, while paying for Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and maybe a gym membership we haven't used in months. At one point, I realized I was spending more on subscriptions than on some of my essentials. So, I did a clean sweep. I canceled the gym membership. We've turned the spare room into a mini home gym instead. And I cut back to just 1 streaming service. Instead of paying for 3, we now rotate between them every few months, keeping things fresh. You'd be amazed how much you can save just by reviewing those sneaky direct debits. Enjoy free or low-cost entertainment. Rediscover local joys. Now let's talk about enjoying life without breaking the bank. As much as I love a theater night in the West End, the prices can be eye-watering. So, James and I started looking for free or low-cost activities right in our backyard. One of my absolute favorites? National Trust memberships. For a small annual fee, you get access to some of the most beautiful parks, gardens, and historic homes in the UK. The boys love exploring new places every weekend, and it's much cheaper than a day out in central London. Or how about free museums? The British Museum, the V&A, there's so much culture at our fingertips that doesn't cost a penny. Even simple pleasures like a walk along the Thames or a picnic in one of our stunning parks can be the perfect antidote to expensive outings. It's about finding joy in the little things without spending a fortune. Focus on quality, not quantity. Buy less, but buy better. I'll let you in on a little secret. One of the best ways I've saved money is by buying less, but buying better quality. Instead of fast fashion, I invest in timeless pieces that last. I have a wool coat that I've had for almost 10 years now, and it's still going strong. It's the same with furniture and household items. A few years ago, we decided to invest in a high-quality mattress, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. Better sleep, no back pain, and it'll last us for years. When you invest in quality, you actually save money in the long run because you're not constantly replacing cheap, worn-out things. Manage debt. Smartly, reduce interest where you can. Debt. None of us like talking about it, but it's a reality for so many people. If you're carrying any debt, one of the best ways to reduce your living costs is to consolidate or refinance high-interest loans. I remember speaking with a friend of mine who was paying over 20% interest on a credit card balance. She switched to a 0% balance transfer card, and it made a huge difference. By paying less in interest, you can free up money to spend on the things that actually matter to you. Plan your spending. Stick to a budget that works for you. Finally, plan your spending. I know, budgeting sounds boring, but trust me, it doesn't have to be. We use a simple app that tracks our spending, nothing fancy, and it helps us see where our money is going. Every month, I set aside an amount for essentials, savings, and a little bit for fun too, because life's too short not to enjoy yourself. Having a budget doesn't mean cutting out all the things you love. It just means being more intentional about where your money goes so you're in control, not the other way around. So, there you have it. Simple ways to reduce your living costs in the UK without sacrificing the things that make life fun. From cooking at home to cycling to work and canceling those sneaky subscriptions, these small changes really do add up. What's one tip you're going to try? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on living well without breaking the bank. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy saving!